What if I told you that you could quit paying rent, travel the world, and live your dream of van life? Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's not. Are you ready to take the first step?
Hi everyone! We are Evka and Leo, and we are all about campervans, road trips and do-it-yourself adventures. In today's video, it's a special one because we are going to share some tips on how to buy a van and compare it with a young couple's van purchase and their incredible journey into DIY campervan life.
So, what do you need to know before buying a van? Let's say you decided to buy an empty van to convert into a camper van. You've got enough space, you've got tools, and you've got enough time for this whole project. Now, here are 6 essential points to note down. Point number 1, budget. I think it's the most important thing for most of us. So let's say you want to buy a van. Plan carefully and set aside 33% of your budget for the conversion. Let's say you've got $30,000, so 10,000 you set aside for a conversion and 20,000 for buying a van. Point number 2, size. Consider the ideal length and height of your van for your journey. For example, length second category and height second category offers a good balance.
So number 3, mileage. In our experience, if you find a van with a mileage between 150 and 200,000 kilometers, it should work very well for you. Point number 4, type of van. Options include Mercedes Sprinter, Volkswagen Transporter, Ford Transit, Citroën Jumper, Volkswagen Crafter, and so on. If you don't have any preferred type, keep an open mind and explore our options. Point number 5, number of owners. Ideally, look for a van only with one owner, but generally the fewer owners the better. Point number 6, year of the van. While this can be part of your preference, it's not as crucial as the other factors from our experience. If you have it, great job! Now filter vans on websites like TradeMe, Marketplace or other online platforms.
Now the best part. Let's go to check the van in person. Hooray! Focus on first impression. Do you like the van? Does it look in a good condition? Go inside, check the dimensions and imagine how it may look after your conversion. Service history. If the owner can't provide a service history, you need to properly check the van's condition. This leads us to the next point, and it's van condition. If you're not familiar with van mechanics, bring a friend or hire someone who can inspect it. You know, the better your inspection, the fewer hidden issues you will face later. Take it for a test drive to ensure it runs smoothly without strange noises. How does it feel? Can you see yourself living in it? Check all the features like the wipers, lights, heating, handbrake, or windows, or locks, or reverse gear, and so on, whatever. Just push every single button and be sure everything's working properly. Are you still excited? Don't hesitate to negotiate for a better price and sell the deal. The more you negotiate, the more you have for your dream conversion of your van.
Example of young couple's purchase. They recently bought this beautiful Volkswagen Crafter 2008. It's the perfect van to convert into their dream home on wheels. Why did they choose this van? Well, for starters, it was low mileage, just 130,000 kilometers, which is great. It still has a lot of kilometers left for their trips. This particular van comes with a dimension L2H1. Initially, they were looking for a higher roof, but the market was very limited. The length turned out to be the best choice for them as it provides enough space for cozy sleeping area, kitchen and even small workspace, which is amazing. They managed to get it just for 18,000 New Zealand dollars, which is awesome. A great deal for a van in a good condition. It has automatic transmission, so you don't have to worry about changing gear in a busy traffic or twisty mountain roads. Plus, automatic transmission vans are popular, making it much easier to sell it afterwards. A few more features include an extra step for easier access, electric windows, driver assistance, and front and rear parking sensors, which is amazing. These sensors make parking a large vehicle much easier, especially in tight spots or busy urban areas.
So overall, young couples purchase. Price only 18,000 New Zealand dollars from previous 20,000 New Zealand dollars. They negotiated, great. They got extra 2,000 New Zealand dollars for conversion. Size of the van, L2, H1, great for their future home. Mileage, 130 kilometers only. Type of the van, Volkswagen Crafter. A number of owners, only one, what you can wish. Year 2008. First impression, they were really impressed. Service history was complete from an authorized Volkswagen dealer. Van condition runs smoothly and test drive comfortable, and they loved it. They saw 4 vans during 3 days and this Blue Wave was the best one. A fantastic purchase. Well done, and we wish you a magnificent conversion of your new home.
As you can see, it's not as difficult as many people think. However, with a second-hand van, there could be hidden problems that show up later. Finding the perfect van isn't always easy. So, it's important to check everything carefully and trust your instincts. So if you have any comments or tips, leave them below. It's gonna be so cool to discuss with you or share with you any other
Ideas.
ideas.
Tricks.
Thank you. And because in the next video we will be diving into the exciting step of their do-it-yourself conversion project. See you in the next video and happy van hunting!
Cheers!